What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to talk about Rick Nash and possible destinations for big number 61, the captain of the Blue Jackets. Um, I think Columbus would be stupid to move him. No matter what you get back for him, he's the face of the franchise, and without him, I think relocation could be a realistic possibility for that franchise. But that being said, he's got 7 teams that he'll accept a trade to: the Panthers, Kings, Bruins, Canucks, Senators, Rangers, and Leafs. And the Panthers kind of stand out there because prior to this year they had not had a lot of success in recent years or decades, for that matter. But I gonna break it down team by team. The only team I'm ruling out is Toronto. I think he'd be a good fit out there, but Brian Burke more or less already came out and said we won't give up Jake Gardner for anyone, and obviously the great young defenseman at the University of Wisconsin. I think he's a guy Columbus would want back, to get some young blood in that organization. So we ruled them out. But 6 through 1, starting with the least likely. Vancouver as number 6. The Canucks. They have got one major asset that Columbus would want. That's a good young goalie in Corey Schneider. But cap wise, with Luongo's albatross of a contract and a couple other things, it'd be pretty hard to move some pieces around. But if they did make a play for Nash, it would cost them Schneider, Keith Ballard to get that contract off the books, Jordan Schrader, great young player out of University of Minnesota, and a first-round pick. I really don't see that trade getting done, but I just had to put it in there. Number 5, the Senators. I think it'd be a great fit up there, but they don't want to break up their young chemistry. That's why I have them so low on the list. I think he'd fit great with Spezza. And I think come draft day, if he hasn't been traded, I can see them kicking the tires and trying to make a move on him. And if they were to make a move on him, it would cost them top prospect Mika Zibanejad, who obviously scored the OT winner in the gold medal game of the World Juniors. Young goalie Robin Lehner, young Swedish kid playing the AHL, he's got some high upside. And center Jim O'Brien out of University of Minnesota and the Seattle Thunderbirds, great young center who scored his first NHL goal last night, so pretty cool. Good timing, right? Score and get traded. Number 4, the Bruins. I think he'd be a great fit in the Boston Bruins. I think he's a Boston Bruins kind of player. Big guy. He's got some toughness. He's got some intensity. Plays real great down low. And obviously just oozes offensive skill. But I can't see the Bruins making the splash. And they got the cap room. Because that one asset that Columbus would really want is Tuukka Rask. And, with Tim Thomas being, kind of old and making, I think he's jumping the Republican primary, I think, with all his fucking political statements on Facebook. I wish he stopped posting shit on Facebook the way he can stop a puck. But I still love Timmy either way. But if the Bruins were to make a move for them, it would cost them Tuukka Rask, Jordan Caron, and a first-round pick. Tuukka's upside's unbelievable. Jordan Caron's a good, young, gritty winger that plays a great two-way game. And, they'd want him up there, and the first-round pick would be, pretty low. I think Nash and Krejci, plus the uncertainty around Horton's injury, I think Nash and Krejci would have some great chemistry together, because Nash can play at the wing. Number 3, I think this is a pretty good fit for him. The Rangers. It cost him Dubinsky, a first-round pick, Kreider, and Ryan McDonough. Brandon Dubinsky, I love him, plays the game right, plays hard, and can put up offensive numbers. Isn't having a great year by his standards. Obviously the Rangers are in the run for the President's Trophy, and they made the big splash and got Brad Richards this year. To play with Gabrick, and they really haven't been playing together. Putting Nash in that lineup, it's like wow. Can you imagine a power play with Nash down low, Gabrick off to the side, and Richards quarterbacking from the half boards? Think about it. It's like. Best way to describe it would be Brady having a speedster to the outside and Gronk. Think about it. You got a big target like Nash you can throw it down low to, and you got a guy that you can throw it up for grabs, and he's going to outskate defensemen for, kind of like a Randy Moss in his prime would outrun defensive backs. But, for Brad Richards, dishing the puck out like that, and like I said, Richards can pass as good as anyone. Columbus was in the running for him when Tampa Bay traded him. 4 years ago. They were in the running for him, and backed out at the last second. Can you imagine the chemistry Nash and Richards would have together? It'd just be unbelievable. Richards played real well at Cavalier on the power play down here in Tampa, and obviously Marty. Obviously anyone can play well with Marty given his skill and the way he plays the game. But I think the Rangers don't want to break up chemistry. I think losing Dubinsky, yeah, he's having a great year, but he's still a heart and soul guy. Chris Kreider's having a great year at BC, and he's going to be an unbelievable professional hockey player. And Ryan McDonough's a great young defenseman that has captain written all over him, plays the game right, plays the game hard, and just oozes with skill. He can play a great two-way game. His offense is really rounding into form, and should be a great player for many, many years. The last two, the two warm weather teams that are probably a pretty good fit for him. The Panthers, number 2. I think he'd be a great fit in South Beach, and as good of a fit as be. I don't see the trade going down right now. I think they're like Ottawa. If he's available at the end of the season, they'll definitely talk about him. And there's excitement about the Panthers for the first time in a long time. They're attracting free agents. They had to overpay a little bit this offseason to get a couple guys, but you put a guy like Rick Nash in that lineup. Your best goal scorer is Christopher Stegen, and I love her beauty. But Rick Nash has led the league in goals before. That would create a buzz around the Panthers that hadn't been seen since Pavel Bure. I'm not saying they'd rival the Heat, with their buzz, but it'd just be a great, it's a great time to be a sports fan in South Florida if they get Rick Nash. Think about it. Nash and Peyton Manning going to the Dolphins would be pretty sick. And you see these guys breaking in the new lids, had to show that off. But I think it'd just be a great thing for the Panthers. I think it would cost them. There's two possibilities. I'm going to break down each of them. Quentin Howden, great, gritty young winger for the Moose Jaw Warriors of the Western Hockey League. Eric Gabranson, a roster defenseman, 20-year-old kid that only has 5 points on the year, but has tons of toughness and skill, and a first-round pick. Or Quentin Howden and Jacob Markstrom. Jacob Markstrom is something I know Columbus covets. Big, young, athletic goaltender that can really be a franchise guy and can make long playoff runs for you. I think if Florida wants to have long-term viability in the region and make long-term playoff runs, he's the guy who's going to have to do it for you. So that's why I think they'd be hesitant to move him, even to get a guy like Rick Nash. But, hey, you never know. And finally, the LA Kings. LA's had a great year. This has been up and down. They haven't been scoring goals. That's what's kept them from truly being an elite team. Jonathan Quick can stop the puck as well as anyone. And his backup, Jonathan Bernier, is very, very good as well. I look at, he's got a first-round potential written all over him. Number 1 potential written all over him. Jesus. He was a first-round pick. The word's getting confused. It's 9:30 a.m. I'm a college kid. It's too early. I think that's the one asset they'd covet. It would cost the Kings Bernier, young Russian forward Andrei Loktionov, and American defenseman Derek Forbert, 6'5" kid that oozes with two-way game. Big, tough kid. Plays physical, can move the puck, and has all-world talent written all over him, and plays right now at the University of North Dakota. I think he'd be a good fit out there with Mike Richards, the Richards brothers, even though they're not related at all. I think he'd be a great fit with Mike Richards or Anze Kopitar. Either way, I think he'd be welcomed in that locker room. They get some great leadership with Dustin Brown and Jack Johnson, and I really think it'd fit in great with the Kings. I think he'd definitely make them a contender out west. And you need a big forward to go find the playoffs. They got a big center with Anze is like 6'2", 6'3", and add a Rick Nash to that lineup would be unbelievable. And I really think that he could make them a Stanley Cup contender. I really do. I think they're a borderline team now. I think having a great goalie like Quick can win you a couple rounds, but I think adding a true cold-blooded sniper like Rick Nash could really make you a team to be reckoned with out west. I don't know what else there is to say. I want to hear what everyone has to think of my opinions, bash me, agree with me, whatnot. I want to hear what the consensus is out there about Rick Nash. That's it for this episode of the Power Play with CJ on Rick Nash and his possible trade destinations. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season. Later, guys.